Hello everyone and welcome back. Now that we have created our photo story video, put it up on YouTube, and we've gotten it loaded onto our website, now we want to know what to do with it. We've got to make sure that our students watch the video and, most importantly, that they understand the video and know what to do with it. So an easy way to do that is to give your students a quiz as part of their homework. There's a simple way to do that using Google. So go ahead and log into your Google account, and you should see a screen that looks something like this. Across the top, it's got all kinds of parts to Google. But what we're going to work with today are documents. So click on Documents, and we want to get started. One of the really cool things about Google Docs is that if you create it within the Google Drive, within Google Doc, it doesn't count towards your 5 gigabytes. That's one thing to think about too, whether you're uploading a document created or you're creating a new one. This is my Google Drive, and this is where we're going to be working. So today we're going to create a quiz. Click over here on Create. Form is the one we want, and it gives us this nice blank template for a quiz. So I'm going to give this quiz a name, and I can give this directions. Alright, now I'm ready to ask my question. They've helpfully put sample questions in here, and the first thing I want to know from my students is, what is your name? If I don't put a student name slot in here, I'm not going to know which student answered that quiz. So if I want to be able to grade this and use this as my assessment, I have to have a spot. So, student name, I made it a required question by clicking this box here, and I'm going to click Done. Now I have a sample question number 2, and to change that question, I'm going to come over to this pencil. It says Edit. I'm going to click on Edit, and here's my sample question 2. So I'm going to ask my student, what were 2 causes of the U.S. Civil War? I can put some help text in here. This is just select at least 2 responses. I have to have them select. So I need to go to this drop down box. It gives me text. That's what we used in the first one to get student name. It gives me paragraph text. That gives them a longer box to put their answers in. Multiple choice. That's A, B, C, D. Check boxes. Oh, I could probably use that. Choose from a list. That only lets you pick one. A scale, 1 to 5, rate, and a grid. So we want to do check boxes because we're asking them to select at least 2 responses for this. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the election of Abraham Lincoln and the South having the right to secede. I can hit Tab to go to the next one. Stock markets crashing and the slave issue. The slave issue and droughts. The election of Abraham Lincoln and the slave issue. So my students could check this box and this box and have the right answer. Okay, let's look at adding another item. I want to go up here to the box that says add an item. I can pick which one do I want to add. Let's do a multiple choice question. Who was the president of the Confederate States during the Civil War? Okay, this is multiple choice. And I'm going to put some options in here. Abraham Lincoln, Ulysses Grant, Thomas Jefferson, or Jefferson Davis. I want to make this required question. They have to answer it. And click done. Uh-oh, I noticed we did not make this a required question. So I'm going to click on the pencil again, make it required, click done again. And now I have a simple quiz. I can ask them 5 questions. I would keep the video under 10 minutes. Just because anything beyond that, they're going to get bored. Their attention's going to wander. And I wouldn't ask more than 5 to 10 questions. I'd make sure that my questions gave them a chance to ask their own questions. Let me put one more in here because this is one that I always put on mine. Kids are sometimes afraid to speak up in class. So my 3rd question would be, do you have any questions for me? This allows the students to tell me anything that they don't understand. And I can take class time then to help them with that. I can go over it with the whole class, and nobody's going to know who asked the question. Chances are you're going to see a pattern. You're going to see a whole bunch of kids asking very similar questions because that's where they're missing information. And that helps you guide your instruction. That class time that's so precious that you have with them. Okay, now that I have my form, I need to come over and save it. And then I like to move my student name slot all the way down to the end. I don't want the students having that first, but I need it at the top so that I know who they are on the spreadsheet when they answer it. I'm going to save it again, and then I have all these options up here. One of them, more actions. I want to edit my confirmation. The kids like this. I just type a little something in here. Otherwise it just says thank you, your answers have been submitted. It's real generic. So I just add a change there. And then the one above, edit confirmation under more actions, is our favorite, embed. So I'm going to click on embed, and it gives me this nice little box. If I hit Control C, it will copy it right there for me. Now I want to open a new tab, go back to my Google Sites. Here's my site right here. I can click on it. There it is. Let's click on that pencil to edit again. We're embedding something, so we have to switch to that edit HTML mode. And I'm going to come down to the end. I always put a space just for my own sanity. And then I'm going to hit Control V. It pasted that form right in there for me. If I click on Update, then I come back up here and click Save, it's going to show me my form right in there. Just like that for students to see. At the end of the form, there's a Submit button. So I'm just going to take the quiz just to show you what it's going to look like when you give one of these to your kids. Okay, there's my little message. You rock, you finished your homework. Let's go back to the form. Actually, let's go back to Google Drive and I'll show you how to get into the form. Okay, here is my form right here. This is what you're going to see. You're going to have all their answers. It's going to be date and time stamped. You're going to know exactly when that student answered it. If they answered it 2 minutes before your class, or if they went straight home and did their homework. It's going to give you their student name. This is why I asked you to put your student name first. If you don't put it first, this column will not be student name, no matter where I move student name. And then it lists all my questions for me. I can do all kinds of things with this data. I can grade it. I can have Google self-grade certain types of questions. I can use this for formative assessment to see what I need to go back and reteach. I can use it as a class discussion. So there's a lot of options that I can go from here. If I want to go back and edit my form, I can always do that by clicking form up here. Edit. I can make changes to it. I can go to my live form. I could actually email a link to the form instead of embedding it in my web page. But by embedding it, it makes it everything in one place. The students can pause the video, watch it as many times as they need to. I can actually put a link to this on my school website. Good luck. Have fun. There's all kinds of things that you can do with just these forms and a simple video like PhotoStory, Movie Maker, and just see what else you can do. See what else you can flip around. Until next time, have a great day.